Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Wendy's back and all new with a super-sized dose of super juicy hot topics. And Juliana Rancic fires back at critics over her shocking weight loss. OKTV's Julie Alexandria has the inside scoop. Plus, they fix Hollywood's biggest plastic surgery disasters. The Dodgers of the reality show Botched are here. Now, here's Wendy!
Yeah. So nice. So nice. Thanks for watching. Look at my co-host, my studio audience. I said, how you doing? There you go. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you. No, not me. Thank you. I'm happy to be back. We're required to take short breaks here. I apologize for the last week and a half we have not been here. I hope you enjoyed the encore performance, but let's get started because, yeah, I've missed the Hot Topics too. So, wait, hold on. I'm getting over a cold. And my ears are so clogged I can barely hear. And I want to do that old school thing. Remember when you were in first grade and you'd get an earache and they'd soak a cotton ball in some alcohol and then lay you on your side? That's what I have to do, because they say when your equilibrium is off, you could fall. I know. You have my permission to laugh if it happens. Anyway, did you watch Dancing with the Stars last night? Well, Suzanne Summers was kicked off. You know, her partner is my old partner, Toni Braxton. I gotta say, for 68 years old, she looks fantastic. Her body is snatched and her upper arms don't have that wibbly wobbly woobly. And the judges say that they wanted to see more emotion in her dancing. Well, she gave emotion last week when she did a whole Three's Company type dance. But, you know, maybe she's tired of the Three's Company years and her emotion is just in dancing. I don't know what the judges wanted from her, but she apparently had some sort of meltdown in rehearsals with Toni, and basically she said she's ready to quit the show. This is not unusual, everybody. She's just being very real. I appreciate that. Take a look.
Take a little break. Calm down.
I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can stay with the show.
What?
I really don't think I can stay on the show.
What do you mean, babe?
I can't do this. I'm just too lousy at it. I hate it.
Well, sometimes when you're good at almost everything that you do, you know, like Suzanne Summers, I'm sorry, when she left a Three's Company, that's when the show jumped the shark. You know, that Thigh Master made her millions of dollars. And she's had, you know, a very, very successful long-running marriage with a very handsome Alan. So, you know, she's pretty good at everything that she does. So for somebody like that, when you come across dancing, you're not that good at it. I get her emotions. Well, anyway, like I always say, when people are eliminated, they're secretly always happy to go home, even though they say, oh, I'll miss it. My prediction is that my predictions have actually come true, because I did say that Suzanne's gonna end up getting eliminated, and so will Michael Sam. Unfortunately for Michael Sam, now what are we gonna do with your career? No team wants you, you're not gonna play football. As an athlete, you're supposed to at least be in the top 5 of Dancing with the Stars, because, you know, they're so good on their feet. You know, a lot of times the athletes are the ones that win Dancing with the Stars. So I'm kind of shocked that Sam got sent home. Now, Rumor Willis is still the one to beat. Yeah. Now, last night she was channeling one of those mermaids from some mermaid thing. I don't have a daughter, I'm not sure what. Ursula. Yeah, I like the wig. Anyway, so she got a perfect score. What did she get, perfect score? Almost a perfect score. And her family was there to support. This time, Demi and her father, Bruce, actually looked happy. This is her little sister, Tulabelle. And then the other sister, and then, of course, Rumor. So it's great, you know? I mean, Rumor dances really well, so fortunately she's got that going for her. But even if she danced just Dancing with the Stars is the type of show to still keep Rumor on because they want the star power sitting in the audience. And you can imagine that that would be true. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just a mediocre dancer, but you know, you're a Willis, and you know, people show up, or like when Leah Remini was there. She didn't win, but she lasted a long time because Jennifer Lopez, her friend, would show up, you know, and sit in the audience. I never had anybody sit in the audience because I just realized, don't feel sorry for me, look where I'm sitting now. No, but here's why. I'll tell you why. Because after going out there for the first time and seeing how competitive it was and how, you know, backbiting and sort of political it was, all of a sudden I told my mother and father and my family, I was like, you all don't need to come out here because you don't need to bring your sunshiny dispositions into this battle. And it is a battle. You just sit home and watch from the TV and fine. So anyway, but yeah, so good luck to Rumor Willis. It looks like she's the one to win. And Dancing with the Stars returns Monday at 8 o'clock on ABC. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, inmates. How you doing? It's time for a Teresa update. Hit it. Funny, every time we talk about Teresa, and then I go back and look on my Facebook page, 90% of the people are like, we don't care about Teresa. But I think that people are just saying that. I mean, the magazines still care. They still put her on. I care. I care. Like, I am invested, so I care. Not a lot, but a little something. But I care. So Teresa today is celebrating her 100th day in prison. I'm not sure that cheering is what we're supposed to be doing, but okay. Joe is reportedly making plans to do his own reality show without her. Now see, Teresa, the word on the street is that the only way the show will happen is if you sign off on it. Teresa, don't sign off on this show. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. You've got about this much more time before a lot of us aren't interested in you. The only reason why we're hanging in there right now is because we wanna see you have a reality show like Teresa Goes It Alone. When you get out, like you don't have to go back with the housewives. They've already replaced you with a whole bunch of different people and stuff. You can get your Teresa Goes It Alone, you and the daughters and you know what they do. I'll tell you, I don't think that Joe needs to be having the thumbs up on a reality show, and here's why. And here's what it would be about, they say. They say it would be about Joe and his day-to-day, you know, activities with his daughters. And Teresa would be on the phone sometimes, but she'd always be on the speakerphone, so we'd be able to hear her. And then they would put a dash cam in the car and show him driving up there to see her, you know, up at the prison, but the cameras wouldn't come inside. See, I don't think I don't think any of the husbands are that interesting on reality TV to have their own show. Not for nothing. I think, I don't want to stereotype, but it wouldn't be my first time. I think that housewife shows and a lot of these reality shows are for women. And when a man walks through the room and says something cheeky or maybe he gives us good face, then, you know, we're happy, but I don't care about kids and I don't care about men on reality TV. I don't care, like I don't care. 'Cause I know, you know, it was painful to watch this last season of Housewives, but I wanted to see what was going to happen with Teresa. She was preparing to go in, and it was very boring. Joe doesn't have much of a personality. Every once in a while, he's good looking, though. Like you know, if he hasn't tipped it the night before, and if he's had a good night's sleep, Joe is not. All right, he doesn't look so great in this family picture, but I've seen better pictures of Joe. All right, but Joe doesn't interest me. First of all, he's not a very good talker, you know. He kind of mumbles and shuffles and then disappears. And then the girls, and you know, nothing against the kids, but the kids, even before the legal trouble, I would always walk out of the room when these 4 girls would enter. Like, I'm just not interested in Teresa's relationship with her daughters and stuff, because the daughters, Teresa doesn't seem to know how to wrangle her daughters. You know what I'm saying? And they just seem to be, you know, like a little entitled and a little spoiled and a little just stuff that just doesn't interest me for reality TV. So between Joe and the daughters, I just don't think that this is a show that I don't care about it. Do you care? Clap if you care. Well, clap if you care. Teresa, this is why you don't need to sign off on this show. We're all waiting for you to come out and you have your own reality show. And over our break, we all found out that Joe was sentenced for using 18 months, but he's already doing like 47 months, so it's just going to be lumped in with the 47 he's doing. Sentenced for using his brother's ID to get driver's license. Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure he's not the only one. But it's just such a stupid, stupid move. You know, he had to use his brother's ID because he was banned from, he already had 39 suspensions, license suspensions on his record. I don't know how you get those. So the judge also reminded Joe that he's banned from driving for 2 years, and they fined him $10,000, which reportedly the family is going through a financial strife. Now here's the duh part of Joe. Joe asked, first of all, the judge had no feelings for Joe. Like, basically, you've been thumbing your nose at authority forever. You have no respect for us, so we're gonna hit you hard with this one. Then Joe asked the judge, can I move the cars on the driveway? That's like such a random thing. But the judge said no. And if we catch you doing it, we're bringing you back in here. But you would think if you're driving on your own property that it's okay. Like, we have cousins in Virginia, and I remember being like, 12 and 13 years old and driving around on the property. You know when you have the cousins with all the property and stuff, and you drive. You know who I'm really happy for? Beyonce's mom. I am. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. See? And this is another great example for some of you who are watching right now who you're like, woe is me, I'm no longer 25, I don't have a man or a woman, I'm not judging. Or if you're in the audience, it's never too late for love. All you've got to do is keep yourself together. She's actually managing to muster up a smile because she always has the pissed face. So Tina Knowles is 61 years old, and you might recognize Richard Lawson, he's 68. Remember him from All My Children? Yeah. Well, they tied the knot over the weekend on a yacht in California. And not just any yacht, but like a budget yacht. Like, not for nothing. This looks like one of those paddle wheel queens that goes around Manhattan and you eat the lunch special. But I like that, maybe, Richard hasn't worked in years. I'm not trying to count his money, but I'm assuming that, as a man, if you don't want your woman, to buy her own ring and pay for the wedding, then you do it yourself. The plates were $85 a plate. That's less than a lot of you all pay when you get married at the fancy yacht clubs, right? And then the whole family was there to support Jay-Z and Beyonce and the Blue Ivy and Solange. And then he's got a daughter also. His daughter was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Buffy the Vampire Slayer and something. Do you recognize her? I don't recognize her, but she went to high school with Kim Kardashian and she's really pretty. Her name is Bianca and she's Beyonce's new older sister. It was just a year ago we thought Beyonce and Solange were the only siblings, right? Now all of a sudden we find out that Beyonce is one of 4. Yeah, Beyonce, one of 5. Beyonce and Solange, and then here's the new sister, and then, of course, here are Mr. Knowles' hiccups. Or oops. Anyway, but cute. No kids are a mistake. Just, a bigger family for you to love and support, Beyonce. I'm playing. Anyway, and another thing about encouraging your mom to get in a relationship and get married, and we've talked about this before, you always want your mom or your dad to go off and find new love. And I'll tell you why, because the more they're occupied, the more they leave us alone. You understand what I'm saying? Leave us alone. And this divorce thing with that chef Bobby Flay is really heating up. You know Bobby Flay, don't you? Tall man, straight back, good cook. Okay, look, Bobby, yeah, that's him. And do you recognize his wife, his ex from Law and Order? Her name is Stephanie March, and they've been married for 10 years. She's now 40, so those are 10 years she won't be able to get back. That's the part that pisses me off. I'm not even her, but I would be very upset. I would be very upset about that. But anyway, they apparently have an ironclad prenuptial agreement, and she wants that thrown out. Apparently, the prenuptial agreement is supposed to be paying her $5,000 a month. I know what you're saying. No, they don't have any kids. So, and he might not have been as successful as her when they first got married. I have no idea. All I know is that I do think that there is a reason to rip up prenuptial agreements. And my reason, off the top of my head, is if all of a sudden, I marry you, you're 30, and you're flipping burgers at a fast food joint, and then by the time 10 years passes, you now own 5 gourmet restaurants, cookbooks and all that, then yeah, we rip up the broke down prenup. And she needs to be paid you know, competitive to his salary right now. And I don't know that she's still acting. I always get confused what year I'm watching Law & Order when it comes on. Do you know what I'm saying? I look for Krista Maloney, and I look for Mariska Hargitay, and then I'm done. But yeah, so that's horrible. And then there are cheating allegations on his part. One with January Jones. Well, now hold on now. Because, you know, January Jones is still the woman who refuses to name her baby's father. And now, you know, that's always shady, always shady. All right, so there are allegations of cheating. His wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, wants to know, you know, were you cheating with January Jones? Oh, yeah? Or why, when she was involved with a fender bender, did she call you to come get her? Right? That was a fender bender, right? In 2010. Now, he's denied it, but, you know, of all the people you could call an Uber. Like, why do you have to call another woman's husband to pick you up from jail? I need a DNA test. And then, okay, and so Bobby has denied this, so we're gonna go with that. And then there are allegations that he cheated with Giada. You know Giada? Yes. Well, Giada, well, hold on now. There's two sides to every story. First of all, they are both chefs. Second of all, they've been shopping some sort of show together. So those reports that you read that they were having an intimate dinner in Miami a few weeks ago. Just know this, it could be all about business. There's nothing wrong with two good-looking people getting together for a dinner over a flickering candle. I'm just saying, look, I don't know what to believe. You know, I have a flair for the dramatics. It's always sad to see marriages end, but at least there are no children involved, so you don't have to explain to them why you're throwing shoes at daddy. So good luck to both parties involved. Toni Braxton was walking the red carpet in a very revealing dress. I wanted to talk with you about this because there are a lot of people judging. Now, don't you love that dress? Yes. If you could, would you clap? Yes. Okay? Now, let me tell you the rest of the story. She was not performing this night. She was simply walking the red carpet, and her dates, her 14-year-old son and her 12-year-old son. Now, does it change because she's with her sons? Yes. You know, I have a 50-50 thought about this. First of all, you know, I love me some Toni Braxton, but people don't really talk about Toni anymore. You know, the music business is just a bad business, and this woman is a legend. She's trying to keep herself out there and relevant. So, these boys were born into a family with a showgirl mom. So they aren't seeing anything that they haven't seen. And if you raise your kids right, which I suspect Toni has, then her boys know this doesn't mean she's a tramp. This means that mommy is going out there to shake it because mommy's a showgirl, and I'll be home to kiss you goodnight or make your hot dogs and beans for dinner or whatever it is. Like she's a hands-on mom. I mean, personally speaking, I wouldn't wear this on the red carpet with little Kev, but I see nothing wrong with her. Well, like I wouldn't. Too many moving parts. Personally, I would not. But good for you, Toni Braxton. And you know what? As long as they're talking, that makes you relevant anyway. Yes.